A couple of years ago now, Rockstar Games decided to honor the legacy of what is, I consider, some of the most beloved games in video game history, the GTA Trilogy, with a remaster. They called it the Definitive Edition. Now, the problem with the Definitive Edition is the lead up to it, in which Rockstar Games went after all of the mods on PC. They also delisted the original games, and it got a lot of people upset about the fact that this Definitive Edition was only going to be what was available, and also all the mods that were previously made, the decades that people had invested working on these games, was pretty much thrown away. And then, obviously, the Definitive Edition ended up being a disaster. So many bugs, so many glitches. It was quite clear that Rockstar Games and Grove Street Games did not do a very good job with this remaster, and ultimately this project was not worked on by really Rockstar Games. It was worked on by Grove Street, a team that had a connection to Rockstar Games because, I mean, their studio literally was named in honor of San Andreas, but they also had a terrible history of making really bad ports, especially for Rockstar Games. I think they had done some ports for the Android and iOS versions of these games years back, and they were ultimately hated for how poorly optimized that they were. And surprise, surprise, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition was horrific. So many bugs, so many glitches, so many problems. And that led to a huge revolt at the time. So many people lashing out at just how poorly optimized it was, how badly it performed, and also just the very divisive creative decisions that they made with the character models, as they looked very cartoony, and then ultimately the identity of these games, the atmosphere, felt completely off. And then obviously it didn't help the fact that there was so much misspellings and stuff. It looks like they relied on like AI upscaling for almost some of this stuff. It looked horrible in so many ways. And that ultimately led to Rockstar Games having to release a statement saying that they were going to work on this, improve it over time. But as people continued to dig into the files, they also found out that literally this was not worked on by Rockstar Games almost at all. And Rockstar actually seemed to have been fighting with Grove Street because somehow, some way, Grove Street left in files of developers talking to each other, and they were literally fighting behind the scenes when they were working on this. It was embarrassing. And then yes, we got the Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement in 2022, which was kind of supposed to be like a temper the anger that was in the air, because there was so much frustration with Rockstar Games at the time, something that really has only continued up until obviously the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer that just came about a week or two ago. Feelings are a little bit different now, and I want to emphasize this again, but how Rockstar and Grove Street handled all of this at launch was horrific. It was shameful behavior. It's been a while since we talked about this mess, so I do think a lot of people forget the things that Rockstar did, especially their original statement saying that there was unexpected issues. That is total bullshit. It's something that everybody laughed at because there was literal proof left in the game's code that proves that Rockstar's QA department knew how badly this was being handled, yet Rockstar, the publishing giant, pushed forward with this release. And furthermore, not allowing or having pre-release coverage for this was a major red flag. And then on top of all of that, we have Grove Street's CEO, the boss of the company, was laughing at, he was enjoying the outrage surrounding this trilogy. All of this, at least in my eyes, was very disappointing to see. It was kind of disgusting how horribly this was handled. It's been a rough couple of years for Rockstar Games, and they never really fixed this Trilogy Definitive Edition. There has been big bug fixes, and a lot of stuff has been changed over time, but Rockstar has been silent really for a long time, and a lot of people thought that this was abandoned until we got the announcement of the Netflix edition. Now, the Netflix edition is interesting because it kind of came out of the middle of nowhere, but it was notable that it mentioned that there was going to be additional improvements, including a new classic lighting mode that restores the look and feel of the sky in the original games. And that was one of my big criticisms at the time. The atmosphere was completely off. Now, the thing is about this new Definitive Edition, Grove Street Games is completely gone. They have moved on. I think that they haven't even been involved in this for a long time now. Rockstar Games took over development of this, and it does look like a new developer has joined the mix, as Video Games Deluxe has taken over development, the same studio responsible for GTA San Andreas VR and LA Noire, the VR case files. Now, what you need to know about Video Games Deluxe, this is pretty much the remnants of Team Bondi, the team that worked on LA Noire all those years ago. This is the development studio that they formed afterwards, and it does look like they still have a working relationship with Rockstar Games all those years later. Hey, maybe one day we'll see Rockstar Australia, as was envisioned originally with Team Bondi. Now, as Kotaku writes, it looks like the busted GTA trilogy is better on mobile. Yes. So the big thing is about the Netflix edition. It's only available on mobile devices. There's been no indication if the update, the fixes are going to be coming to the PC and console versions. I would imagine they are eventually, but there's no indication right now from Rockstar Games. And continuing on, as Kotaku writes, over on the GTA forums, fans have confirmed that they include new visual settings and options. The biggest game changer appears to be a new classic lighting option, which makes the game look a lot better. Turning this option on in GTA San Andreas seems to bring back the original game's orange skies. And I've said this before, but the creative decisions that Grove Street Rockstar made at the time, just total disaster in my opinion. And the fact that it took this long, kind of unacceptable in my eyes. They were missing the previous versions on console and PC. It makes nighttime scenes darker too. Other visual improvements and tweaks include better looking fog in San Andreas, the ability to scale resolution, letting the game perform better on weaker phones, that's great, and some minor tweaks to billboards, in-game props, and character models to fix issues that still persisted. We'll talk a lot more about that later in the video. Players also report that gameplay bugs like sprinting in GTA 3 not working properly or garage doors making weird noises when opening and closing have been fixed too. It obviously would be a lot easier if Rockstar Games released some patch notes to see all the improvements that they have made, but it's quite clear that this has been extensive work has gone into this Netflix edition. But yes, there are many issues that do remain, unfortunately. As Kotaku says, not everything in these new ports have been fixed or improved. Some issues involving broken textures or misspelled signs remain, and at least one large prop or spinning soda can in San Andreas seems to have been cut from the mobile port. So not everything is, 100, but hopefully this isn't the end, I suppose. Maybe there will be more improvements coming in the future. Maybe that comes alongside the PC and console editions that, again, I hope that we get soon. It is important to note that in the videos that we're about to go over and some of the screenshots, the mobile version is not going to look as good as the original PC because, again, we're comparing PC hardware to mobile devices. But still, the differences are they're astonishing in my opinion. And yes, the mobile version does seem to be the version to play right now. Although personally myself, I'm not a big fan of playing these games on mobile devices, but that's just a personal preference. But as you can see, this GTA series video, I'm going to have a link in the description. You can see the difference between the original and then we have the definitive PC. The cartoony look just never worked for me. Some people it does. For me, I feel like it takes it out, and they really boosted the contrast to the moon, and it made the models look so awkward. It didn't match up in my opinion. You can see, it looks comparable. It does look like it's honoring the legacy of these games, in my opinion. Is it worth the $60 I think it's being charged for all three games? I don't really know. And then, say what you will about Vice City, I always felt that it always worked. I think a lot of people said out of the three, Vice City was A-okay. Yeah, you can see the character models a little red in this one, but that's versus the original. Let's see. Let's see if we get the definitive PC. Yeah, here you go. This in my opinion, and I do think one thing, the character models look a lot better right now in the mobile version. I'm going to show some screenshots in a second, but yeah, the face of Tommy, it never worked. And we'll go to San Andreas. And this is the big one that everybody's been talking about because San Andreas got the best glow up in my opinion. I'll have to turn off the audio because of copyright stuff, but the lighting just looks miles better in this one. The atmosphere feels like San Andreas, which was missing originally. Yeah, the original PC. This is a massive improvement. And again, you do have options. That is one thing you'll see in some of the background footage that I checked out Vice City myself, but you do have options now to turn off the classic lighting. Something, again, that should have been there day one. I don't know why it took 2 years for this to happen, but it appears that, yeah, here you go. You can see the atmosphere. It looks so much better in my opinion. And yes, obviously the PC, it looks a lot better for one reason, because it's PC hardware and we're comparing mobile devices. But, yeah, the differences are astonishing in my opinion. And then we have another video here, this one again showing off San Andreas, the lighting.
Well, what do we got here?
Let's see if I can skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, some actual gameplay. Yeah, like I said, I think the big question mark is when or if this is going to be coming to console and PC, because it's going to look a lot better on there versus mobile footage. Now, we do have some screenshots. This one showing the classic lighting, and then the next one showing PC with mods. And it looks impressive in my opinion. Another one, this one showing classic lighting, and this one is with it off. The next one, this is classic lighting on. This one with it off, and I personally think the original Vice City mostly looked okay. Maybe not the character models. Here we have another screenshot of San Andreas, the definitive edition. I think this is the Netflix, yeah, the Netflix edition. Again, the draw distance has been improved also. The fog is there, needed to be there. We have another one. This is a bad screenshot, but this one looks good. It looks good. I mean, the lighting is what everybody's been talking about. Here's another one showing off the draw distance. It looks great. And again, the original, remember, the original version that was released by Rockstar Games in 2021, you could see everything. And it looks so off-putting, the fact that you could see everything in the distance. It just didn't work. Here we have a couple more screenshots. Netflix's modern and classic lighting. Okay, we'll continue. This one showing GTA 3. Modern versus classic lighting. Couple more screenshots. Somebody showing some underwater footage, showing the sea with that classic, the atmosphere on point. Another one showing of the plane flying over the map. And then, as somebody says, the destruction effects when hitting the bridge now look much better, and I would agree with that definitely. The Blink billboard and the PC Definitive Edition above ammunition has been restored in the iOS Definitive Edition, Netflix's version. Another fix that has been brought to the game. Collisions near Liberty City Airport have been fixed. This is PC. This is the iOS. And then this is what I wanted to talk about with character face textures. Yeah, this is new. This is the new. This is the old. And yeah, Ken looked horrible in the PC. Well, he does look terrible in the PC and console edition. Again, personal preference. I did not like the cartoony look that they went with. But now the lighting, I think, is the big difference maker now. We have another one showing that Carl can now drink sodas properly. Again, there was so many issues that Grove Street just never addressed, or Rockstar. And then the oil refinery parts now move. Another improvement. Just things that should have been there long ago. They added proper lighting to cutscenes and better lighting in gameplay. Here's one screenshot. Another showing it. Yep. I like it, man. I do. I really do. One showing the water effects on PC versus mobile. This definitely looks, again, a lot closer to what it used to look like. This just looks... I don't know what they were going for with that. Some bad screenshots here, but standing on a building shows proper... And then there's accurate map placement now. That was a big problem originally. This one showing broken outline with the map, and then this one shows that it's more detailed map with extra drawn islands, no more broken outline. Old versus new lighting during rain. And yeah, Vice City looks... I think this is modern versus classic lighting. Yeah, and then there is now a cheat code option now on mobile devices. That's great to see. I don't know if subtitles or any subtitle size, stuff like that. The accessibility stuff was there before, but it is now. We also have this. The weapon wheel has been implemented properly. That's great to see. They fixed just visual errors that never were addressed. A couple of them here. We have another one showing collisions present at Grove Street. Another example of collisions have been fixed. And then here it is. We have a couple of more pictures showing off the character models that have been improved. The mobile version versus PC Definitive Edition. Somebody pointing out the neck of... yeah, you can see the neck of Carl right here. It's just broken, messed up. Another one showing his arms messed up on the PC Definitive Edition's been fixed. Again, his neck right here. Yep. So like I said, Rockstar Games, they did some work on this. And Video Games Deluxe, I don't know if this was a collaboration effort or if it was just Video Games Deluxe, but it's quite clear that they heard the criticism. Again, 2 years later, I don't know if it makes a big difference for a lot of people that were just upset at the time. And ultimately, I do think the cartoony look is, yeah, you can see it's kind of gone now. It's still kind of there, but it's not as much of an issue in my opinion. I mean, especially the arms of some of these characters. Oh my god, the memes that people made of it. But it's awesome that this Trilogy Definitive Edition has been fixed. It took way too long, but are you guys planning on playing this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Consider subscribing for a lot more videos like this, and I'll see you later.